Oh, shit. All right, so that whole thing was fucking lost. I had my mic off. Now I got to recapture that whole fucking... This right here is what happens. This is what happens when you're too passionate as a fan. I broke my own TV today. I'm sure you guys missed the whole thing. Welcome to Into the Knicks-Verse. You missed my intro. I'll try and recapture it. My name is George. I am a very pissed off Knicks fan at this moment because I watched a team that didn't look like they believed they could win tonight. They did not look like the team that had more fire and desire in their belly than their opponent. And that's why we lost tonight. Honestly, that is why we lost tonight. We turned the ball over way too many times, and we left guys wide open. But shout out to Miami. This is one thing I want to repeat from the earlier part, which I'm sorry the mic was off. I had it off because when I started the music, you know, I was like saying some shit to myself, and I had the mic off. Sorry about that, guys. But this is a train wreck, as Sura Machina says. And it's a train wreck because the team did not lay it all on the line right now. They acted like, oh, well, it's 2-1. No, it ain't 2-1. It's your back is against the wall, and that's the firing squad in front of you, headed by Jimmy Butler and Spo. They're about to blow your fucking heads off. And you guys just let them have it. It's almost like this is what turnovers are like. You loaded the gun, cleaned it, and handed it to them. And then you stood back in line waiting to get your head blown off. That's what it was like tonight. Knicks lost 109-101. And they committed, let's just get to the team stats here. The New York Knicks committed 17 turnovers tonight. And they allowed 22 points to be scored off those 17 turnovers. The inverse was 13 turnovers by the Heat, and they allowed 15 points. We were +7 in that category, -7 in that category, technically, which ends up being the final score, pretty close to the final score. This game is about turnovers. I fucking blew it with that whole. I had a whole great intro to this thing, and I didn't have the mic on. Apologies. Do you guys hear me now? You hear me now? All right, good. Talento says, shout out to John Talento in the house. Jose Castillo, Suri Machina. Got Palace Shenanigans. Sorry about that. I am so bummed about this loss because let's be honest with you guys. I mean, I don't want to sugarcoat this shit at all. Going down 3-1, the way we have gone down 3-1, it's not like we've been battling them. It's like last-second shots or it went to overtime and we're down 3-1. No. We got our asses kicked by the Miami Heat playing our style of play. Low turnovers, cause turnovers, crash the offensive glass. They beat us today 13-8 in the offensive glass. Brilliant. I mean, Eric Spoelstra is by far the best coach in the NBA. By far the best coach in the NBA. He barely has a team on that side. You guys realize that, right? They're down Hero, down Oladipo. They're like dusting guys off that couldn't even shoot all season long. And they're coming in. Strus is just fucking raining it in from the three-point line. Lowry, forgotten man, Lowry looked older than I do out on the court during the season. Looks fabulous right now. And they look fabulous right now because they believe. They believe in the game plan that is put forth in front of them. And when you have belief in it, you lean into it with a passion. I didn't see that passion from the Knicks. The Knicks did not want this game more than Miami, and that is the reason we lost, and that's the reason we deserve to lose. We were the ones down 2-1. We should have been the ones making Miami sweat. We did not. We did not respond. Shout out to the Miami Heat. Major shout out to the Miami Heat. Seriously. They beat us at our own game. At our own game. Look at this. We shot 48.7%. We shot better than them. We shot better than them overall. But we got 9 less shot attempts. We only got 76 shot attempts in this game. A lot of dribbling. A lot of mistakes. A lot of turning the ball over. This was probably the worst game for Josh Hart as a Knick. By far, the worst game. Let's get back to the stats. Julius Randle, this is the emptiest 8-13 I've ever seen in my life. 20 points, almost got a double-double. 20 points, 9 rebounds, but guess how many turnovers? 6. 6 turnovers, and he fouled out. So, I mean, 6 personal fouls. And why is he doing that? Because he's not playing smart. His basketball IQ has been revealed to be incredibly limited. Incredibly limited. I mean, it's just right there. Jalen Brunson almost had a double himself. 32 points, 11 assists. I mean, he tried. He did all he could. RJ Barrett, 24 points. But you look at the plus minus. That -1 of Randle, this is where it shows that this is not an accurate stat in individual games. You build upon it, game over game over game. You're going to get these, every once in a while, you're going to get these situations where you're like, oh, that doesn't make much sense. And this is the moment. There's no way that when Randle was on that court, that the Knicks and the Heat were an even squad. No way. The way that Randle approached this game, not closing out, not running back after making a bonehead play, that, to me, is the way a loser plays. That's how losers play. Oh, I messed up. Not going to hustle back. And then that message you send to your own teammates is that it's okay to be like that. It's not about the play. It's not about you actually being able to hustle back and actually stop the play. It's about the message it sends when you don't do it. Disgusted. I'm disgusted with Julius Randle's performance. This is the worst loss of the year, as far as I'm concerned. Not even close. Not even close. Shout out to the chat. Sorry that I fucked up in the beginning there with the no sound. I was rolling there. It was unfortunate. Shout out to Chris Dada, Gideon, Silvery Gray, Corvello, Anna Grill. Good to see you guys out here. I want to hear your feelings, your thoughts about this. The Miami Heat have taken the lead 3-1. 3-1. In a game where it was right there for us. I mean, this score, 108 to 101, the game was actually a little bit closer than this for a long period of time, for a decent amount of time. Look at the bench numbers, guys. Our bench was outclassed. Josh Hart, who we love, it's hard to get hard on him because he's been a major game changer for the team once he came here. He's one of the reasons that we were able to surge towards the end of the season to be able to secure that 5th seed, which was awesome. He was pivotal in that Cleveland Cavaliers series. But in this series against the Miami Heat, he's trying to do too much because Thibs needs him to do too much. Man, I'm so fucking bummed, man. Yes, the refs are killing us. But you know what? I can't even blame the refs on this. They are killing us. You're right about that. But in spite of all that, this should have been a closer game, even with the refs' bias per se. This game should have been closer. Look at this. Our bench contributed 8 points to this game. 8. That's ridiculous. Isaiah Hartenstein, you had the ball at the top of the key. You were wide open. Shoot the fucking ball! Shoot it! It's a 3-pointer right in front of you. That's why we got you here. Shoot it! Just the attempt changes the dynamic of how defenses cover the floor. And what happens if you make it? Completely changes shit. Julius Randle has proven time and time again in the playoffs that he's not a playoff-ready player. I can look at the ankle situation. All right, I'll give you a little bit. I'll give you a little bit of leeway. But come on, man. How many stupid fucking plays can I, dismiss that you do? Impossible. 6 turnovers, man? You fouled out? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. They don't even have anyone on their court who can truly guard you. Yeah, Bam can do a decent job. But if Bam is expending that much energy trying to guard you, and then someone else kind of rolls over to try and double team you, just find the open guy. That's it. That's it. You had Brunson wide open in the corner, 3, at a pivotal moment in this game in that first half. And you tried to be the man. And guess what happened? A fucking turnover is what happened. A fucking turnover. Meanwhile, Brunson was wide open in the corner. Stupid. That's stupid. That's what that is. We didn't see one Miami Heat player make a stupid play like that. And that's why they're the winners. That's why they're 3-1. And that's why they are probably going to close it out on Wednesday. That is probably why. Randall chokes during the playoff. Yeah, exactly. James Brown. I'm just stunned at what I've observed in this series. Yes, you guys can talk to me about how great a coach Spo is. His adjustments are fabulous. He gets us out of our game plan. All that, yes, I agree. But even with all that said, we were fucking hitting our buckets, man. We were shooting the lights out in that first half. And we finished the half down. Shout out to the chat. Taka, what's up, buddy? We need someone like Oakley. We do. Corvello, Porzingis versus Randall. So disappointing. Joe Castillo says yes. Splash 1976 says Charles Smith greater than Julius Randle. Man, Heat in 5, my good people. Spitz Fire says, it's looking at right now. It's looking like that right now. But at the same time, I can easily see like the Knicks at home. This exact kind of game at the Garden, I feel like the Knicks win this game. But that's not the point because you have to win on the road. Unless you win all your home games, if you're got the home court advantage, and we didn't. We coughed up game one, so that means we had to take one in Miami. We had to get a game in Miami, and this was the one to get. We had to have this one. Game 3 was the actual one to get, but we didn't get it. So this is the other one. We got 2 chances at it. Choked on both of them. IQ, Thrifty by nature, IQ did not play because of his sprained ankle. He was wearing a boot on the bench. Doesn't look good for Game 5. It's on Wednesday, Game 5, so who knows? Who knows? All right, let's look back at this. Miami Heat. Look, here's the crazy part of this. We outshot the Miami Heat in general. The 3-point line was pretty close, but they put up more 3-point attempts. And even though we were very even, 33.3% to 32.1%, it's a 1.2% difference, which does matter at the end of the day. But if the other team has more volume, it matters even more. So they scored an additional 12 points from the 3-point line than we did, even though we almost shot the same. Free throw line. Now, the Heat ended up missing some free throws in the second half, much more so than in the first half. But even there, 75%, that's not good enough. 72.7% for the Heat is not good enough either. So they're lucky they got away with that in this game. But, dude, we hit 22 of 24, which we've done in the past. That's an additional 4 points right there. And then one more three-pointer, and that changes everything. That's how close this game is. That's how close the margins of error are. That's how narrow they are, meaning you can't make mistakes in this game. Now, there's a certain amount of mistakes just by the natural course of a basketball game that are already baked in. You're going to have moments where things are going to happen. You're not going to make every perfect pass. You're not going to take every perfect shot. It's going to happen. But when you're compounding that by boneheaded, lazy defense, hands, grabbing, all that stuff, you make your life harder. You make it more difficult to pull out a victory in this situation. Now, we did win the points in the paint in this game, 50-46, but we committed more fouls, 23-21. We turned the ball over 4 more times than they did, and it was, and especially in those first 3 quarters, was devastating. I mean, I'll show it to you again, in case you missed it. Right here. I shattered my own television by throwing my hat at the TV after Grimes and RJ let that offensive rebound. I can't remember who it was who poked it out of the other one's hands. That was a pivotal moment in this game. Poked it out. I was so frustrated. I threw my hat at the TV, shattered it. So disgusting, man. So disgusting. Josh Hart, why are you passing the ball to Mitch Robinson when he's 10 feet away from the basket? I mean, he's not going to make the bucket, and he's going to get fouled. And he's probably, if you're lucky, he makes one of two, but most likely he misses both. And that's exactly what happened in a certain play at a key moment in this game. There were so many key pivotal moments in this game that went the wrong way that I'm surprised that we only lost by 8 points. Antonio Ficazzola asks, George, what are your thoughts on a Randall trade? My thoughts are we should trade him. for sure. Those are my thoughts. These are my thoughts, plain and simple. And if anyone from the Knicks front office is watching this, you saw the same thing we all saw. We saw a guy who doesn't understand what it takes to win in the playoffs. That's what he's proven over and over and over and over again. We're talking about 9 games as a Knick, and he has yet to have a meaningful game. I don't give a fuck about this 8 of 13 stat. Those 6 turnovers and his defense, or if you even want to call it that, is enough. Is enough to show that this guy is not built for the postseason. He cannot handle it. He can't handle it. I don't care about his ankle. Jimmy Butler's got a bum ankle. Jalen Brunson's got a bum ankle. Half the NBA who's playing right now has bum ankles. Even RJ. It's ridiculous. No. Julius Randle has got to go. Has got to go. I said it last year. Who knows where we'd be right now if we had done what we should have done. And Obi is not the answer if Thibs is the coach. Just to be clear about that. I like Obi. I believe in Obi. But Thibs doesn't know how to use a guy like Obi. He has not a clue. He doesn't have a clue. What do you mean? Ronald Clark says ESPN is trying to turn Butthead into some kind of star. Who's Butthead? Who are you referring to? We're close to the end, my friends, of this season. It's been a spectacular season. I'm not gonna lie about that. It's been a spectacular season. I'm really disappointed in how our team is responding right now at a moment where their entire season is on the brink. And I'm just stunned. I'm stunned that they have not. I mean, tonight we saw more fight. Tonight, this game was very different than Game 4. They're not at all similar. Game 4, we just lacked fire and desire from the very beginning. We got completely blown off the court, and we're like just trying to get back in it. We were in this game. We were right there. Sometimes we were 4 points down, 2 points down. We were right there. We just needed that sustained run. We needed to string together 3, 4, or 5 stops in a row and 3 or 4 makes in a row, and we would have taken a lead here at any moment in this game. And we've done it in the past, and a lot of times it is Brunson comes down a lane, hits beautiful and one. Brunson out by the 3-point line, swishes. Brunson drives, finds RJ in the corner, Hart in the corner, Grimes in the corner, any motherfucker in the corner. Hit 3-pointer. Boom. Now the game's tied. Boom, boom, boom. Turnover. Offensive rebound. Hart. Then we take the lead, just like the way Game 2 worked out. We've seen it happen. We just could not string those stops together tonight. And shout out to the Heat, because they played like the team that had their backs against the wall. We did not play like that. We did not. Or maybe we did, and this is the way we respond, which is like, Iverson Thomas, what's up? This team has no heart and grits. We need the 90s Knicks to school these softball players here. I mean, there's a lot of, I wouldn't go like that far, but there's a lot of guys who definitely have a lot of heart, who definitely want to win, but you need a whole team to be like that. That is definitely something that the 90s had, from like a Derek Harper to a Charlie Ward to, everybody, Mace. They all had that, just unending, burning desire to just beat down the other team. I did not see that tonight. I saw it from certain guys. RJ wanted it. RJ tried to do everything he could. Everything he could tonight. Did he make mistakes? Absolutely. You're going to make mistakes. But at least it was there. The fire and desire was there. Hart was trying to do that, but he was a little too out of control. A little too out of control tonight. What you ended up giving us, 4 points? Hart gave us 4 points. 2 of 6, missed both his 3-point shots, 22 minutes for him, 2 rebounds. 6, he fouled out as well. We had 2 guys fouling out. When we're missing quickly our 6th Man of the Year candidate, this was the response from the bench. That is dismal. That is dismal. You know, you look at this box score and it's like, you think, oh, well, I mean, 101 points. But no. Then you got to look at this. 16. It was really 17 turnovers. 3 by RJ, 2 by Mitch, only 1 by Brunson, 2 by Grimes. In the beginning of the game, it's really set the tone. Grimes' turnovers were a real problem, especially in that first quarter, first half. Even though the Knicks battled back. We battled back to make that close. I believe we lost every single quarter in this game. We lost the first quarter 31-30. Second quarter 25-18. In the third quarter, we lost it only by 1 point, 34-33. That was a key pivotal. Oh, no, we did win the fourth, 20-19. We did win the fourth. RJ did play hard. He played hard. Honestly, RJ is showing that he is made for the big time. It's just a matter of whether, and he's only 22, so I see him getting better, getting smarter. He doesn't have just the natural gifts that a lot of the greats have or the top tier players have. He doesn't have those. What he has is the grit and the desire, and he has technique. He uses it. And he was excellent at slashing to the hoop. He blew past Jimmy very late, still early in the fourth quarter, blew past him for a beautiful little layup off the glass from the right side. I love that move. We need to see more of that. It's difficult. It's difficult when you have a team that tries certain things and then they work a little bit, but they're not those things that are working are not necessarily the things that are going to work in the postseason. And 2 of those things are leaning heavily into Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson to carry you to the promised land. And then on top of that, not to make excuses for them, but it is a factor. You got to factor in whatever injuries they have. That's compromising their ability to execute the way they should be. But even with that being said, you can still play smart. Understand the limitations of your own body and respond to it. I didn't see that. I saw 2 guys trying to play the way they played in the postseason, in the regular season, in the postseason. They're trying to emulate that. Now, it worked for Brunson last season. He was amazing. The reason that he got the $100 million contract, and he deserves every penny of it. He was fantastic. Tonight, he was the big scorer, 32 points. I thought we were going to need like a 36-point effort from him and a 30-point effort from the next guy. So that's exactly what that would have carried us. If Brunson ends up scoring 36, that's 4 additional points, and Barrett scores 30, that's an additional 6 right there. So that's an additional 10 points. We win 111-109. It was right there. Now, it's hard for RJ to do it when he's only getting 16 shot attempts. The ball's just not in his hands much. He wasn't on the court in that second quarter, late in that second quarter, where you were like, where is he? When the game was spiraling out of hand, he wasn't on the court. They brought him back in for the last play of the first half. But it's just hard for a guy to deliver if he's not a part of the offense, if he's not on the floor. More specifically, he is a part of the offense, what I meant, if he's not on the floor. and if his teammates aren't looking for him. That 8 of 13 infuriates me, man. Infuriates me from Randall. Just ridiculous. No Nick in double figures in rebounding. Our singular competitive edge over all other teams in the NBA, especially in the playoffs, specifically in the playoffs, is our rebounding. Our rebounding edge. And even more importantly, our offensive rebounding edge. We lost that tonight. We lost the offensive rebounding tonight. Eight. We had 8, and they had 13. We lost the whole rebounding battle, to be honest, 35-44. Except for game 1, where we won the rebounding battle but lost the game. Every other game in this series, the team that has won the rebounding battle has won the game. Plain and simple. Oh, well, I'm glad that the sound is back on. We got over 100 in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for me. I'm so fucking pissed off right now. I shattered my TV watching this game. If you're coming in late, this is what happened. I threw my hat at it when that ball went out of bounds. I want our guys to. I want a response. I'm not throwing in the towel, but I know the statistics. I know the likelihoods. I know how difficult it is for a team to come back 3-1, especially the way we've been playing. Because, like I said earlier, it's not like this was an overtime game. We lost it. It wasn't like that. It was close-ish, but we lost. Miami beat us. We handed them the ball, literally, several times with our turnovers. But the way we played doesn't embolden me right now into being overly optimistic about what could happen in the possible remaining 3 games of this series. We have Game 5 on Wednesday. I could see us coming back to the Garden and just with, the energy of the Garden and just the pride of the players and seeing, there were a couple things that did work in this particular game in the Knicks' favor. I could see us winning Game 5, but that means we have to come back to Miami. So we have to replay. If we win Game 5, we have to come back to Miami and replay this Game 4 that we should have won. Not feeling that confident about it, honestly. But it all depends on how this team comes out and plays on Wednesday. Getting the win, of course, is pivotal because it keeps you alive no matter what. It gives you another opportunity to figure things out. Sometimes the other team just doesn't have it. Sometimes they can't shoot at all. Sometimes they're dribbling the ball off their own feet. They're making their own mistakes, kind of like the way we've been playing. That happens to other teams. That's what happens over the arc of a series. That's why you play 7-game series. So there's a decent chance we win Game 5 and we're back here on Friday talking about Game 6 in Miami. Now, there were a few things that I saw in this game that, could be promising or give you a little bit of hope for a Game 5 steal. For example, we just don't commit stupid fouls and foul out. We don't commit stupid turnovers, unnecessary turnovers. We trust each other. We trust our own shot. We don't bypass our own shot. There were moments where, like, Jalen Brunson just didn't take a 3-point shot that he was open, tried to drive, and it ended up in an empty possession. Same for Julius. So maybe all of that will start clicking, and maybe this team can steal Game 6, and then we're back at the Garden for Game 7. That is the best case scenario right now. And somehow, at some point, if this team stays alive long enough, I can see everything clicking and they take care of business. So that is the only way that I see the Knicks beating the Miami Heat. Game 5 at the Garden, we just come out with the fire and intensity and the efficiency that should have been displayed tonight. They displayed at the Garden, and they pull off that game, that win, and then come back down to Miami and basically replay the game we just saw that we barely lost, despite all those mistakes, and we keep those mistakes down and somehow eke out a 1 or 2 point victory in Miami on Friday, and then we got a Game 7 back at the Garden. That's our best hope at the moment. Anything short of that, we're looking at next season, guys. Just because the season will be over. Xavier Soto, what's up? 5 guys, 40-plus minutes, and 2 guys, 15-plus only. Yeah. Well, I totally – it was going to go that way no matter what. It was going to go that way, especially without IQ. The team is really different. When both Randall and Brunson were off the floor in that second quarter, the team struggled. We were only down 1 at the beginning of that quarter, and by the time they came back in, I think we were down 6 or 7 or something. We just didn't. That unit hasn't played together enough. Well, actually, that's not. That's bullshit. I shouldn't even have said that. That's not even true. That unit actually has played together enough, but it lacked IQ. And to put all that pressure on Deuce, I mean, it is what it is. So Deuce, should have been able to step up, but he just wasn't able to replace what IQ gives you. He wasn't able to do it. So then you lean into the other guys like Garjay, guys like Hart, iHeart. Terrible game for him. Terrible game for iHeart. 15 minutes, 0 for 1, only 3 rebounds in 15 minutes for iHeart. No assists. And he bypassed an open 3-point look that he had. Should have shot it. Finished a -9, the worst on the team. Worst on the team. Antonio Physical asks, George, do you think we need to utilize McBride more? Well, if IQ cannot play in Game 5, absolutely 100%. We should use him more. It should be like a whole intention of this offense. I'd bring him in earlier. I think waiting to the end of a quarter to bring guys in, I think it builds up too much pressure. It makes every single action that much more pressure. It applies that much more pressure to everything because you know that you have to own this quarter yourself. And if you bring them in with like 2 minutes, 3 minutes left in the first quarter, they get their feet wet. They start getting in the flow, get a little sweat build up on them, and then there's a timeout. They have a moment to reflect, and then they can come out with some fire and desire in that second quarter. And that's how Thibs had been playing a lot of this year. I know we definitely have had games where our guys have played all first quarters, but our best games, we have not. Our best games, we've had the second unit starts filtering in around, well, it depends. I mean, IQ used to come in right at the 7-minute mark. Then it got pushed back a little further, but whatever. Start filtering guys in earlier, where you have more of a mix of starters and bench players playing together instead of it being all one unit with RJ. So RJ goes on the floor with 4 cold players. That's basically what it is. That's basically how our Thibs has this strategy right now. And that comes down to lack of trust. Lack of trust. And the players know that. They know it. They're like, oh, my coach doesn't trust me. So it builds up anticipation, like pressure on them. I got to earn his trust back. And they're serving 2 masters. Instead of serving what's in front of them, the game itself, the objective of the game, they're also thinking about their coach. And there's no time for that here in the postseason. That's regular season bullshit. In the postseason, there's only one mission. Beat the fucker in front of you. That's it. So you can't cloud these young players' thoughts with all, like worrying about, am I doing it okay? Am I doing it right? No. Inject them with confidence. Make them believe that what they do is good. It's enough. Just keep doing it. Do it right. Do it the way that you know how to do it. Don't undermine their confidence. That's the one thing that Thibs just has a habit of doing. I know he thinks that there's a reverse psychology. Whoa, if I put pressure on them, the ones who respond become the greats. All right. Keep playing that way. You get one guy out of every 20 that might respond. Meanwhile, you coach like Spo does, and he injects them all with a confidence and a belief in themselves because he's not asking them, he's not going to penalize them for not being able to do what you need them to do. He's not going to put the pressure on them. He injects them with confidence. They believe in each other. When they have an open shot, they shoot. If it hits, it hits. If it doesn't hit, hustle back. That's it. Thibs doesn't coach that way. All right, I'm going to eat dinner. It doesn't look good for us, guys. It doesn't look good for us. We're down 3-1 against the Miami Heat that is executing and playing their style of game beautifully right now. They've suddenly become the best three-point shooting team, best shooting team in the playoffs. I'm exaggerating, of course, but they just look fantastic. Lowry has been revitalized. Somehow Jimmy Butler, his ankle has been Frankensteined back into superior mode. Even Bam Adebayo is playing D. Look at 10 of 17 for him, 23 points, double-double, 13 rebounds. Big game. Great game for Bam Adebayo, honestly. 2 assists for him. Jimmy Butler, 27 points, 10 assists. 10 assists. Outstanding. I mean, I look at this box score with jealousy. This is the kind of box score the Knicks would have. Bam's scoring line should be Randall's, but it's not. I know Max Strus becomes Curry in the playoffs. Jose Castillo, shout out to you, man. El Cid, 117. Yeah, we lost by 8, and it was close. This game was a battle the whole time. That's what you saw. I mean, at one point, Spo had his face buried in his hands because he knew that just one little run and this game is gone. The little cushion that they had is gone. A three-pointer, an and one, and a lob to Mitch, and this game is tied. That's all that needed to happen. But it all had to culminate. It had to coincide. It had to coincide with 3 straight stops, which is what we could not do. We could not string together 3 straight stops, and that's why the New York Knicks lost this game. All right, thank you guys so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. I am a very disappointed Knicks fan. It looks like the season is on the brink right now. We're down 3-1. And I mean, if you're just joining now, I outlined a few minutes ago the scenario where we can somehow save this. And I'm going to repeat it right now. It basically comes down. I mean, there were a lot of good things that I saw in this game. A lot of good things. We take the good things that we did in this game, replicate them on Wednesday, and remove the stupid fucking turnovers. Remove that. And fight. Fight like there's a gun to your head for every single rebound that might be available. Fight. If they fight for it like they did during the regular season, we could be back here on Friday for a Game 6. And then, who knows? Maybe the Heat go cold. That happens. And we get this game back to the Garden for Game 7, which I believe would be Sunday. There's a chance There's a chance. I believe in that scenario. I believe that that can happen. I believe it can happen. We have a lot still left in our tank. We're not done. I feel like we are cooking ourselves, honestly. We've got to stop doing that. And we can. We can do it. Knicks Nation, Knicks family, I love you guys. I love the ability to come on here and to share this with you. I really appreciate your support tremendously. If later on any thoughts come to your mind or whatever, just drop them in the comments. I read them all. I very much appreciate that. Share this video. Hit the thumbs up button. For the replay, I'm going to try and cut out the part where you couldn't hear me, which sucks. There is a slim chance, Alex Nader. I still believe. What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. I still believe it's possible. I've seen this the New York Knicks pull off miracles. I've seen them do it. So it's possible. It's very much possible. And especially when you have a team with young guys. Young guys, they can shrivel up and disappear on you, or they can rise to the occasion because they've never been here before. So let's see what happens. And I'm putting Brunson in there as a young guy. Brunson is youngish, compared to this team. Hart and Randall are a little bit on the older side, 28, 29, I believe. I think that's what their ages are. Randall's been a major disappointment. But even if Randall cuts his turnovers in half from what he did tonight, we're probably right there to win this game. That's how close this is. Just make 3 less stupid plays than you normally make. How about you don't ram into the guy who's in front of you, in front of the hoop? How about you don't do that? Right? Then you don't get a charge. I believe there were 2 like that on Randall in this game. Woo! Let's go. Let's go. I'm going to choose to believe. I saw enough good things tonight to believe that it's possible for the Knicks to pull off a miracle. I believe that a miracle is possible. It's just going to take smart play. We're probably not going to have Quickly back in time for Friday, but we might be able to. If we win Friday, we might be able to have him. Wednesday. Sorry. If we win Wednesday, we might be able to have Quickly ready for Friday. Let's hope, because we desperately needed him. You could see how different that second unit is without him out there. It's tremendous. Shout out to RJ Barrett. I thought he played a very good game, except for that one stupid bonehead play where they poked the ball out of bounds, and I shattered my TV again. In case you missed it, I shattered my television watching this game. That's right. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching this. My name is George. Please subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And drop your comments and share this video. And this team has to respond. We can't go down, gentlemen's sweep. We cannot. In the second round. We cannot. We have to respond. We got to win on Wednesday. We have to. We have to. We got to take care of business. All right, man. I'll see you around the Knicks-Verse.